Hi everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a few days since I've done a video. It's been kind of busy around the household these last few days, this last week, and been some hot days too. We've been in the 90s plus with 100-degree heat index, and we don't get that a lot in Michigan, and it kind of shuts things down a little bit, especially when our central air unit's on the fritz and not working this year. So kind of hot to be working on a model. Even with fans, it's pretty hot. So I tend to stay by our portable air conditioning units that we have. And I don't have one in here. So I do have my next build project ready to go though. And it is going to be the Revell 1990 Mustang LX 5.0 drag car, the notchback. Pretty nice looking kit. I've had this for a little bit. I almost built it a couple different times, including instead of the 34 Ford truck I just did, I was going to do this, but I chose to do the truck instead. And then I figured I'd go to this one afterwards. So that's what I'm doing. Like I said, it looks like a pretty nice kit. In fact, I'm going to show you what's in it. Here we go. Okay, so let's start with the instruction sheet real quick here. Really nice instruction sheet. Revell typically is. Paint call out, your symbols for what they mean throughout the instructions, and the parts call out. I still love that Revell does this. I wish every company did, but yeah, nice parts call out, you know what's going on, and very easy to follow. Nice diagram instructions here all throughout. And to the decal call out to all your decal placement. So typically nice Revell instructions. Moving on to the decal sheet. Nice decal sheet. I will be using these stripes on it. Probably not all the sponsor decals, but I will be using the stripes and obviously all the interior decals and engine compartment decals. Nice gauge cluster decal. Might even put the tire residue decal there on the back. A couple of license plates too. So nice decal sheet. Let's go to the clear glass plastic here. Very nice looking. The shaded areas here will be black, but if you paint, I'll show you on the body when we get to it, the body part there, you won't have to paint this. The headlight covers, a little bit of the tail light cover there, probably going to cover up your backup lights, your reverse lights. So real nice clear glass there. And the clear red tail lights. These are your tail lights. Real nice clear red there. For your wheels, you get these little metal pins. I like this setup. I think it works really good. Just don't lose them. To the tires. You can build this two ways. Okay, you can build it stock. You can build it as a bit of a street machine, or you can build it as a drag car. These are the drag slicks. Kind of skinny. Almost want to call it a small tire car. Well, you just, yeah, it's got the seam in the middle, but you just take your rotary tool or some sandpaper and just sand them down. Make them look good. And all four tires have the same tread pattern, same size. If you want to build it more of a stock, factory stock Mustang, but decent looking tread. Not bad looking tires at all. Use the 2 front tires. To the chrome tree, chrome valve covers, mirrors, headlight bezels, all that good stuff. I'm sure tail lights probably, and headlights, and your factory stock wheels. Typical well-known Mustang wheels there. Got your rear view mirror too. Another set of wheels are the drag wheels. Pro Stars, Weld Pro Stars. Very nice looking. I love this style of wheel. Right, let's go to the white plastic. Oh, let's start with the engine. Engine and transmission molded together, 2 halves, put them together. I still wonder why companies don't do the engine block as one and the transmission as one, but that's not how they do it. Some AMTs are like that. Water pump, oil pan, valve covers, heads, I should say, your air intake, set of headers, more another part of your air intake. Got front and rear suspension parts. There's your A-frame, your A-arms, your rear differential and axle. Not much flash on this one at all, by the way. Not much at all. Very nice clean molding. Let's go to the radiator and the shroud. Some hoses, your brake booster, and your shock brace tower mount. Moving on to some more engine parts. We have an intake, the fan, belts and pulleys, and some other stuff. Alternator, starter, all sorts of good things that you need for your engine. We'll move on. There's 2 exhausts in this one. Here's one, full exhaust, catalytic converters and the mufflers. Here's where your wheel pins go into and some of the other stuff. Rear end housing, differential cover, battery, disc brakes and calipers. More suspension pieces, springs, shocks, struts, all the suspension parts, sway bars. Here is the other exhaust and another rear end cover, differential cover. But this is the race exhaust. Stops about halfway, about the rear axle. Here is another intake, air intake, and more headers. The distributor. Moving on to some interior parts. The dashboard, center console, shifter, pedals, steering wheel, and your gauge pod here. I already showed you the decal for your gauges, so that'll look pretty good. We'll go to the firewall. Here's where your brake booster goes. Mirrors and wipers, separate wipers, cool. Here is one hood. This is the factory stock hood. Go to the interior pieces, the back seat, separate door panels, speaker mount right there. Your armrests and window cranks are nicely engraved, nicely detailed. They come out very nice, so you don't have to buy any extra stuff to make it look like an armrest. It's not just a flat panel. That's always nice. The front seats and seat backs will go together. Let's go to the racing sprue here. The roll cage, the rear wing, racing seats if you choose to use racing seats, and the tall cowl hood if you choose to go that route. I'm pretty sure I will. In fact, I know I will. So 2 hoods, the racing hood and the stock hood, a couple sets of front seats, real nice. There's the rest of the interior base here. Sorry, I kicked the camera. We have some texture on the floorboards. I will use embossing powder. And molded into that is your engine compartment, which has your shock mount, your shock tower mount there. And the engine surround, the fender wells, and all that. Not bad at all. There's the underneath. Pretty good. Whoops. And now we will go to the frame and chassis pan, floor pan. Molded in gas tank. There is some engraving here, your trademark engraving. I'm going to grind and sand that off. Smooth that out. Real cars don't have trademark engraving on their gas tanks. The frame and stuff for all of your front suspension. The engine mount. Really, really nicely detailed. Once again, all these raised parts, nicely detailed. It does have a molded in cross member, transmission cross member. But very nice chassis and floor pan. So really, really, really nice kit. Now let's get to the body. The notchback Fox body that we have here is very, very nice, nicely molded. Not much flash at all or extra plastic to clean up or anything like that. Molded in vent right here, your 2 mounting points for the windshield wipers, openings for the headlights and the tail lights, molded in door handles. Here's where you paint right here. These edges, indentations here, you just paint that black and you don't have to paint your windshield. So that should work pretty good. The 5.0 markings on it. I, as usual, am going to use my dental pick in the back of my number 11 blade here to deepen the panel lines. That's how I deepen the panel lines. I'll get where the bumpers connect on the front fascia and the front bumpers. I'll get all that with the pick and the blade to deepen the panel lines. So I'm going to start on that before I wash all the parts. Yes, I wash the parts in a sink full of Dawn dish liquid. I'm not afraid to be at the kitchen sink, and I'm not afraid of dishwater. So may not have to be done, but I do it anyways just to save any possible snafus or anything like that later on. It's really not that big of an ordeal to do. Why people are so against it, I don't know, but that's just how it is. Engrave the gas cap too there, the gas cap door. I've got to get that. Okay, so I'm going to get working on that, and then I'll get it in primer, and then I might have my first update by then. By the way, the color is going to be Createx Pearl Turquoise. I've got just enough in here, I'm pretty sure, to do the body. Matter of fact, I know I do. The body and the hood, it's not a big body, so I should have plenty in there to do that. Alrighty, so that is the Revell 1990 Mustang LX 5.0 drag racer. What's in the box? I'm going to get started on it, like I said, and I'll see you at the first update. Thanks for watching Snuppy Grump Scale Speed Shop. I'll see you then.